Huffman. You saw the numbers on Menenga, averaging almost 16 a game. He's got the first 3 of this game here for the Wildcats.
22-7 versus Loyola Chicago.
Now he wants a 3, and he got it. Wow, 6-0 Davidson, all thanks to Sam Menenga without a point. Watkins, he got it stripped by Lawyer. And he's got a guys ahead of the pack, and it's Huffman. And it's rejected. They're going to call a goaltend. Call for the goaltending. They bring in David Shriver now off the bench for VCU as Watkins misses on the runner. And it's Menenga that clears it out. Here's Lawyer. Huffman sets up a 3 ball. That's no good. Another offensive rebound. Reed Bailey. Watson. Gets by Nudd, gets the bucket. It's 10-0 Wildcats, and Mike Rhodes has seen enough. Timeout for VCU.
To win games come conference time, but it's interesting to see, obviously 16 straight years, the A-10 has gotten more than one team in the NCAA tournament. I'm not saying they can't do that this year, but someone's really got to win some games and separate themselves from the pack. Is it a Dayton? Is it a Bonaventure? Obviously, we've known Davidson and VCU have always been right there, and we know how talented of a team St. Louis is, but we've got to see someone separate themselves here and extend their lead in the league standings.
I agree with you about the Bonnies. You and I will be there next weekend.
Bully in New York.
Bully in New York, yes.
Looking forward to it.
Yep.
You know, everyone was so consumed with what Mark Schmidt lost, and he lost 99% of his scoring, but he finds a way to win games come January and February, and looking forward to that one next week.
Yep, he's a great teacher of the game up there. And when he brings guys in up there, they come to play basketball, right? We all know it. There's not a ton going on in that city, right? You just come there, you play basketball, you're geared down, and he's got him playing well yet again. The foul was on Reed Bailey here for Davidson. At the line is Baldwin, and VCU's finally on the board here. 3 minutes and 54 seconds into this game.
Sometimes when you're struggling, switch on his scoring, and he talked yesterday, still running that motion offense with all the screening, but trying to put him in more pick and rolls to kind of free him up and get his offense going.
Good point. Zeb Jackson got called for the foul for VCU. Player's pass, it's intercepted. That's Baldwin.
One of the best on-ball defenders in all the Atlantic 10, always at the top of the standings in steals.
On the take to the hole, got it.
Again, you said it, right when he can get himself to the free throw line, everything kind of calms down for their offense. What a tough finish, and he backs himself all the way down from the three-point line. It's just a difficult player to guard for VCU, just with how strong and physical he is.
Baldwin thinking about the 3, now he puts it up. It hits.
Getting himself to the foul line has got himself going. That is a difficult shot. You can't.
3-point game, 6 minutes gone by first half. David Skogman is in, number 42 for the Wildcats. Here's Lawyer to the hole, gets a step on Kern. High arcing shot is good. Five-point lead for Davidson. They have led throughout. They scored the first 10 points of this game. 7 minutes gone by first half in this Atlantic 10 conference matchup. Wildcats 2-1 in the conference, VCU 1-1. Shriver for 3. Got it for the Rams.
Oh, Mike, you talk about Shriver. You're talking about a guy that is a 41% three-point field goal shooter. He's just struggled up to this. Team was able to force a shot clock violation. This VCU defense is tough.
Zeb Jackson's got it for the Rams. Shot clock's at 5 for Jalen DeLoach. Nice spin.
Whew. Tough finish. We talked about Menenga's finish earlier. He's such an important player for VCU. When he's in foul trouble, they could really struggle.
Shriver, look out from deep, and VCU's got the lead.
Mike, we talked about him. A career 42%, speeding them up, not allowing them to run any of their stuff, and just credit their length and athleticism. It's causing Davidson some problems right now on offense.
It's an 8-0 run currently here for VCU as a long jumper goes up and in by Zeb Jackson.
He's a talented player. Like we said, he's just in a different role. He's got to try to get himself going. A step-back jumper on the baseline. That's it.
Right, and they're doing it here today. This is how they play.
This is exactly how they play. And like you said, to get back cut there, Coach, it's going to happen. But how do we make up for that? Pitch a shutout versus an offensive team like that, or anybody for that matter, but just make up for it with your effort.
That's kind of the first time it's happened, though, here with under 8 minutes to play in the game. So Reed Bailey finding Watson for the easy 2, and right back the other way is Watkins draining a 3 for the Rams.
Well, you're talking about again, and Matt McMillan, he got the support of Steph early on when Bob decided to retire. Steph had Matt's full support.
Back to action here on the Wildcats, trailing 22-16. They try to force it inside. Skogman, he was well defended, and here comes Jameer Watkins. Baldwin thought about the 3. He got it knocked away by Lawyer. Bailey, short on the jumper. Nunn's got it.
Both teams a little sloppy right now these last couple offensive possessions. They're about taking over for his dad, who's a legend. And we talk about these other coaches that have at these schools taking over for legends. I don't think about it much. I just kind of go out and do my job. And I thought that was interesting that he said that, and kudos to him.
Baldwin knocks down the jumper. Yeah, I think once you kind of get into the season, right, it's almost like you told me.
Really his team, and that's big time for him.
Shot clock here at 2. Lawyer puts it up. No. Reed Bailey, another offensive rebound, and this time he converts.
A talented freshman, played at Brewster Academy up there for Jason Smith, one of the best prep school programs in the country, and you know they rely on him a lot as a freshman to come in and this level of a game, an Atlantic 10 game, and start. They're going to need him with Menengo on the bench.
Athletic family. Father and mother both played at Pitt. Here's a nice jumper again. Jaden Nunn.
Yeah, Mike, I don't think that's bad defense. I think they don't have nearly as many this year. Young team, but they don't have nearly as many three-point threats out there, and that's why you see some of their percentages down.
And you lose guys like Hunjun Lee and Luka Brajkovic. I mean, those are tough, really good players. How about Shriver? Again from deep. Another 3. And Davidson unable to convert, and Shriver's got it.
And a lot of times going in.
Fast-moving, fast-paced first half. 3 minutes and 40 seconds remaining. 7-point VCU lead. Take away. Here we come with Watson. Keeps it and scores it.
Coach McKillop talked about
Wharton, a little mini burst here by Davidson. It was a 10-point lead for VCU, their largest of the game, 32-22. That's a 5-0 Davidson run right now.
It's a 5-0 run. I think these next 3 minutes for both teams, Mike, are huge.
Shriver again. He can't be stopped. VCU to start with the ball here to begin the second half today from the Siegel Center in Richmond, Virginia.
Talked about the turnovers, Mike, for Davidson, but another big thing for them in that first half was no Sam Menenga for a large portion of that half. He's back in out there to start the second half, but they really missed him on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, it's a good point there. He had 2 fouls and had a sit.
And about winning this basketball game. This is a conference game at home on Saturday afternoon. Got to cheer on your teammate right now, and that's what winning teams do. They celebrate each other's success.
Yeah, pick each other up. Here's Brandon Johns on a spin for the basket.
Challenging that is for him and his staff to manage that and all the injuries they've had as well. It's a credit to him and his coaching staff.
Oh, what a shot here from Watkins. We were just talking about him, and he knocked.
Physical players defensively put you in so many binds because he just backs you down and gets shots off.
Shriver right back where he was in the first half, knocking down 3s.
They put him in a wing pick and roll, and Davidson's not going to.
On the offensive end, but they're on D right now as Nunn has it.
You can see Shriver's trying to set that ball screen again. Let's see if Davidson switch. They don't. He's got another one.
Same thing. Shriver again. And it's an offensive rebound by VCU, and Toby Lawal. Nice job there as Baldwin goes back to Nunn. Nunn for 3. Got it.
They're making them all over the place, Mike, but you can see they wanted to go back to that action and put Shriver in the wing.
Why not just with him, you know, as opposed to like changing your entire defense.
Right.
He's on fire today, 5 of 7 from 3-point range with 15 points. And now they're going to steal. The Rams do, and then Davidson's going to get it right back. Hoffman. Nice.
Finish going to his left hand. I don't think he knew Shriver was going to come out and bang home 5 threes.
Exactly. Spadone was called for the foul for Davidson, his first. Now here's a 3-ball, and Jaden Nunn.
They're going in from everywhere. Nunn catches it.
Play in the second half. Huffman gets it back. Menenga for 3. He got a good look, and that's in and out. Bailey somehow again gets it. And the foul line jumper is good by Spadone.
We'll go back to that last side of Jones because yesterday, even after practice, the entire front court stayed and went through individual instruction.
Look out, it's Nunn again.
Who's going to make more in this game, Mike? Is it going to be Shriver or is it going to be none? Both of them got it going right now from behind the three-point line.
Set it. Huffman gets it to Menenga. There's 7 to shoot. Double team coming out for the moment. A nice passing here, and it's Reed Bailey that gets it from Watson for the dunk.
Well,
9 minutes gone by in the second half. 16-point lead for VCU. It's been up as high as 20. Now here's a three. Baldwin.
Side, big-time jump hook.
He's 2 for 2 from the field with 4 points. Huffman, a lot of action. Oh, count it, and foul. Really athletic there to stick with it and take the contact. Chance for the three-point play for the junior. 8-point lead for the Rams. 9 minutes to play in the contest. Menenga calling for it again, or making Reed Bailey that time. Instead, here is the jumper up and good by Watson. VCU for Davidson. Handoff Baldwin. Gets it inside. Brandon Johns. Count it, and a foul. Unreal.
But who set up Johns there? It was Ace Baldwin to get him the ball inside. That last off, Rhodes put him in an action where he could drive it from the perimeter. You see in this game, there was a conscious effort to go inside to him. He's such a talented player, can beat you in a lot of different ways, but trying to really go at this young front court for Davidson.
Talked to him yesterday, criminal justice.
Be critical of Davidson's offense. We know they haven't played their best, and especially Foster Lawyer with the 7 turnovers that he has. But give credit to VCU's defense and give credit to Ace Baldwin. He's one of the best guards in this league, and Coach Rhodes said it. We talked about in the pregame, one of the toughest players he's ever coached.
Steal from Johns to Baldwin, back to Johns.
Ace Baldwin, one of the best guards
this game today.
Well, no question. And think about this too, Mike, for Davidson. He got 6 losses on the season. 3 of those 6 losses are by 1 possession. Crazy shot by Charlotte beats him as Lawyer with a tough finish in the lane.
And especially, like you said, with a new coach and just trying to take over from his father, Matt McKillop, and there's a lot of things going on.
Well, not to mention the guys that they lost last season as well. I mean, we got Menenga back, who hits this jump hook here back to his right hand. That's something that they've had, guys. And when you don't have a great game, you go into the locker room, your staff is so important. Coach McKillop said this about his staff. They've got a lot of Davidson graduates on that staff. They want to protect what they built. If you talk about Coach McKillop's senior year in college, they were 16-0 in conference and played in the NCAA tournament. That's what really got this Davidson program on the map. And his staff knows what the culture is about, how to do it and how to win. And that's important, especially with a young team and a first-year head coach.
Lawyer up the floor, finds Huffman for the 2. Couple of minutes for VCU. It's down to 15.
And Coach Rhodes talked about this as they turn the ball over again here.
Watson kicks it back out. Lawyer. Now a three-pointer. Huffman. It's blocked by Deloach getting back on D, but Bailey's got it. It's inside from Menenga. He's been huge today. A little bit too strong. Tips it around, and it's picked up by Kern. Make it none for VCU.
And to finish
on 3 for Davidson. Watson. Trying to get it underneath. It's intercepted, and none has it.
It's a big play there. You fight your way.
Right. And why do you think that happens? I mean, you've coached for a number of years. You know what it's like. You've been around the game. Nice feed here inside. Jackson finishes.
Ace Baldwin put the ball in his hand. I just think certain times it's human nature. Hey, listen, we've got a 25-point lead. We can take a breath here. We're going to be out of this arena here by 3 o'clock and have the rest of the day off.
Huffman gets back inside for Davidson. 7 of 12 from the field. He leads all scorers or for VCU. Menenga's got 20 for Davidson. Count this bucket and a foul as Desmond Watson will go to the free throw line for the Wildcats.
Out of offense to try and cut this lead anymore.
Second game in a row, Deloach is fouled out. Coach Rhodes just saw him over there, said don't worry about it. And he was doing fine. He had 4 points in this game, was battling in there. That was a tough call for sure.
Then turns into an and one. But you see VCU, they've struggled versus press. As they turn it over again here, they got to do a much better job there.
Lawyer gets it over for Watson, puts up the 3. And a foul on the rebound. Who's this on? Is it on VCU or now it's going to be on Davidson?
They're just in a different role, and sometimes it takes some time. And VCU's put together almost a complete game today.
Huffman for Menenga, get it stripped from behind. Jameer Watkins off to the races.
2 That may have done it, Mike. They got back to playing with that effort on the defensive end of the floor and not.
Porters on the other end with Jeff Powers and Kevin Hornsby. Great work today, guys. We appreciate it. And underneath here is a drive for Desmond Watson for Davidson. 14-point years on staff as an assistant from Matt, but there's nothing like, you know, being in the head seat, that's for sure. And he's going to do a really nice job. He already has here, but not today in this game for Davidson. Not going to be able to pull it off now with just 40 seconds to go and down by 16 points. But a valiant effort here to the finish. And VCU, as the crowd starts to rise to their feet here at the Single Center today.
Mike, great response after the Duquesne game. I know Coach Rhodes and his team, not just Coach Rhodes' his staff, but just the players, they wanted to respond and respond the right way. As Shriver knocks down another one.
That's the exclamation point here today with Shriver with 6 threes. And the easy one again back inside for Watson, but VCU is going to come away with a win here today. 89-72 the final in this one. The Rams get it done.
You got it. We talked about the three-point shooting as Shriver knocks down another one. It's great to see him get it going. If they can continue that moving forward in Atlantic 10 play, he just gives them another weapon out there offensively. But really, I felt like this game started on the defensive end of the floor for VCU. They ramped up the pressure. They were active. They played with that effort. Great response after the Duquesne game.
That's all for us here today from Matt McCall, Mike Corey. Thanks for watching. UMass and GW is coming up. But first, let's head you back to the studio and Ahmed Fareed.